Congratulations! Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not allowing you to skip this message. My beloved child, stop for a moment. Breathe. Something hidden has just unfolded in the unseen, and the universe guided you here not by accident, not by scrolling, but by divine timing. There is a reason your eyes are reading these words right now. A veil is lifting, and a truth meant only for you is being revealed in this sacred moment. Congratulations! Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not allowing you to skip this message. Yes. This message found you because your soul has been whispering, even when your lips stayed silent. Something within you has been asking the universe for clarity, for reassurance, for a sign that you are not forgotten. The divine heard you. What was once hidden behind delays, confusion, and quiet tears is now stepping forward into the light. You may have felt lately that time slowed, that doors paused, that answers stayed just out of reach. But understand this, the pause was protection. The silence was preparation. The universe does not rush miracles, it aligns them. And now, alignment has arrived. This is the moment when destiny gently taps your shoulder and says, "Look again." There is something powerful awakening around you. A shift you cannot fully explain, yet your heart feels it. Old cycles are dissolving. Weights you carried that were never meant to stay are being lifted. Even if your mind doubts, your spirit already knows, this message is personal. It carries your name in energy, not in letters. The divine wants you to know that you are seen. Your resilience has been counted. Every quiet prayer, every tear you wiped away when no one noticed, none of it was wasted. What is coming will not only bless you, it will make sense of everything that came before. The universe is gentle, but it is precise. Something hidden is being revealed now. You were never late. You were never off your path. You were being guided through the long way so you could become strong enough to hold what is arriving. And what is arriving carries peace, clarity, and renewal. Not chaos. Not fear. But a calm knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Let this message settle into your heart. You are safe in divine hands. The next chapter is opening with purpose, not pressure. With trust, not struggle. This is not the end of your waiting, this is the beginning of your receiving. Stay with this message. Watch until the very end, because what comes next may unlock another layer meant specifically for you. If this resonated with your spirit, gently like this video, share it with someone who may need this sign today, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the messages the universe is sending just for you. Your path is unfolding. Stay present. Stay open. Stay guided. congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. Your angel is not allowing you to skip this message, not because you are forced, not because you are trapped, but because your spirit recognized my voice before your mind could explain it. I am speaking to you now, gently, clearly, intentionally. I have watched the way your heart has been carrying questions it never learned how to ask out loud. I have seen the quiet strength you show the world and the hidden weariness you carry when no one is looking. This moment is not random. This pause in your scrolling, this stillness in your chest, this sudden sense that something is unfolding, this is me. I am the God who sees what you never posted. Who hears the prayers you whispered without words, who counts the tears you wiped away quickly so no one would notice. You thought your patience was being ignored. You thought your waiting meant absence. But waiting has never meant abandonment. I have been arranging what you could not see, moving pieces beyond your awareness, aligning events across time in ways that only eternity understands. What felt like delay was protection. What felt like silence was preparation. Listen closely now, because this message is layered. It unfolds the way dawn does, slowly, deliberately, without rushing the light. There are things you have been asking me for that I could not give you earlier, not because I did not want to, but because you were still becoming the person who could hold them without breaking. Growth often feels like loss before it feels like gain. Strength often feels like exhaustion before it feels like confidence. I allowed you to walk through uncertainty so that your faith would no longer depend on outcomes, but on trust. I know you have been replaying certain moments in your mind, wondering if you chose wrong, wondering if one decision changed everything forever. Let me lift that weight from you now. Nothing that belongs to you can be lost beyond my reach. No mistake is larger than my grace. No detour has the power to cancel my purpose. I weave even the fragments into meaning. I redeem what you thought was wasted. I restore what you thought was ruined. I specialize in new beginnings that emerge from places you had already given up on. You are closer than you think. The shift you have been sensing is real. The inner stirring, the subtle restlessness, the feeling that something is about to change, this is not anxiety, this is alignment. I am drawing you out of survival mode and into a season where you will finally breathe without fear. The heaviness you carried was never meant to be permanent. It was a chapter, not the whole story. And now the page is turning. Do not underestimate the power of what has been happening inside you. While you thought nothing was changing, your discernment was sharpening. Your compassion was deepening. Your resilience was strengthening. You were learning how to stand without constant reassurance, how to hope without visible proof. These are not small things. These are the foundations of what comes next. The blessing approaching you requires a version of you that trusts me even when the path is not fully lit. I know you have been asking for clarity. I know you want answers laid out neatly, with timelines and guarantees. But there are moments when faith must walk a step ahead of understanding. I do not withhold clarity to confuse you, I reveal it gradually to protect you from fear. If you could see everything at once, you would try to control what is meant to unfold naturally. Trust the pace. Trust the process. Trust me, there is something being lifted from you even now. A burden you thought was part of your identity is loosening its grip. The voice that told you that you were behind, that you were failing, that you missed your chance, that voice does not speak for me. I speak life. I speak peace. I speak direction. I speak hope that does not fade when circumstances change. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what is coming. Pay attention to the small confirmations around you. The repeated thoughts, the unexpected encouragement. The doors that begin to open in subtle ways. I often speak through patterns before I speak through clarity. I prepare the environment before I deliver the promise. Do not rush past the signs because they do not look dramatic enough. Some of my greatest works arrive quietly, so they can last deeply. You have been stronger than you realize. You have kept going even when motivation disappeared. You have loved even when you felt empty. You have hoped even when disappointment tried to harden you. That endurance did not go unnoticed. I am not the God who forgets faithfulness. I am not the God who ignores effort. I am not the God who leaves sacrifices unrewarded. What you planted in tears will rise in joy. And it will rise in ways you did not predict. There are conversations that will soon make sense. There are delays that will soon feel like blessings. There are endings that will soon reveal themselves as openings. When clarity arrives, you will look back and understand why certain things could not stay, why certain paths had to close, why certain people could not walk with you any further. Not everything that leaves your life is a loss. Some departures are acts of mercy. I am inviting you into deeper trust now. Not the kind that depends on emotional certainty, but the kind that rests even when emotions fluctuate. Trust that anchors you when circumstances are unstable. Trust that allows you to move forward without needing constant proof. This is the trust that transforms fear into wisdom and patience into power. This is the trust that changes the way you see yourself and the way you see the world. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this message by chance. Your spirit recognized the truth before your mind could analyze it. Let this moment settle into you. Let it soften the places that have grown tense. Let it remind you that you are held, guided, and protected even when the path feels unfamiliar. I am with you in the quiet moments and the uncertain ones. I am with you in the waiting and in the becoming. Do not rush away from this presence. Stillness is not wasted time. Reflection is not delay. There is wisdom forming in you right now, gently, patiently. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You only need to stay open, stay receptive, stay willing. I will guide your steps as the path reveals itself. I will place clarity where confusion once lived. I will replace fear with understanding. What is coming will require courage, but not the kind that strains. It will be the kind that flows naturally from knowing you are supported. You will feel it as a quiet confidence, a steady assurance that you are no longer walking alone. You will recognize it when decisions feel lighter, when peace replaces overthinking, when trust begins to feel more natural than worry. Remain here for a moment longer. Let this message continue to unfold within you. There is more being revealed, more being aligned, more being prepared just beyond what you can see right now, and as this awareness deepens, as your heart opens further, as your faith settles into calm certainty, I am drawing you closer to the next revelation, the next understanding, the next unfolding truth that will meet you exactly where you are, and I will continue speaking as you remain willing to listen. Because I am not finished speaking to you yet. There are layers to this moment that cannot be rushed, truths that must settle gently so they can take root instead of passing through you like noise. Stay with me. Breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heart unclench. You have been bracing for impact for so long that peace feels unfamiliar, but peace is not weakness, it is alignment. I know you have learned how to survive storms by staying alert, by expecting disappointment before it arrives, by guarding your heart so tightly that even joy had to knock twice. I understand why you became this way. I watched every chapter that shaped you. I saw the promises that were made and not kept. I saw the moments you showed up fully and were met with half-hearted effort. I saw the times you prayed and nothing seemed to move. But hear me clearly now, survival was never meant to be your permanent state. You were created for fullness, for purpose, for a life that flows instead of constantly resists. There is a difference between being strong and being at peace. Strength helped you endure. Peace will help you thrive. And this is the season where I begin to shift you from one into the other. The habits of fear you developed were understandable, but they are no longer necessary. You do not have to anticipate loss anymore. You do not have to prepare for disappointment before joy arrives. I am teaching your spirit how to receive without flinching. You have been asking me silently, when will it be my turn? And I smile, not because the question is foolish, but because you are closer than you realize. The answer has been forming while you were learning patience. Your turn is not a single moment, it is a season. A season where things begin to align instead of resist, where effort produces fruit instead of exhaustion, where hope feels reasonable again. I am asking you to release the timeline you built out of fear. You learn to measure your worth by milestones, by comparisons, by how quickly others seem to move forward. But I do not work according to human clocks. I work according to readiness, according to depth, according to sustainability. What I give you, I intend to last. And what lasts must be built on a foundation strong enough to hold it. You have felt lonely at times even when surrounded by people. That loneliness was not a punishment. It was an invitation inward. I was teaching you to listen to your own spirit, to recognize my voice without interference, to learn who you are when no one is validating you. Solitude sharpened your discernment. Silence strengthened your intuition. What felt empty was actually sacred space being prepared. Soon, you will notice your reactions changing. Things that once triggered anxiety will feel smaller. Situations that once confused you will feel clearer. You will start responding instead of reacting. This is not numbness. This is maturity. This is what happens when fear loosens its grip and trust begins to settle in your nervous system. You are healing in ways that do not announce themselves loudly. But their impact will be undeniable. I know there are dreams you tucked away because hoping became too painful. I know there are desires you told yourself were unrealistic so you could avoid disappointment. But I never forgot what I placed inside you. Those dreams were not random. They were seeds. Some seeds stay dormant longer because they are meant to grow into something sturdy, something resilient, something that can withstand seasons. Do not be surprised if old passions resurface with new clarity. Do not be surprised if opportunities appear that align perfectly with the person you have become, not the person you used to be. I am not taking you backward. I am bringing forward what was always meant for you. Refined by experience, strengthened by wisdom, you will also notice a shift in your boundaries. You will no longer feel guilty for protecting your energy. You will no longer over-explain your choices. You will no longer chase connections that require you to shrink. This is not arrogance. This is self-respect rooted in understanding your value. When you know you are guided, you no longer beg for direction from those who are lost themselves. There are relationships that will evolve naturally. Some will deepen because they are built on truth. Others will fade because they were built on convenience. Let this happen without resistance. You do not need to force permanence. What is meant to stay will stay with ease. What needs to leave will do so quietly if you allow it. Trust the pruning. Growth requires space. I am also preparing you for responsibility, not burden, but stewardship. What you are about to receive will require wisdom, patience, and humility. This is why your character has been shaped so carefully. You are learning how to hold abundance without fear, influence without ego, success without losing yourself. These lessons were not delays. They were training. You may feel moments of excitement mixed with uncertainty. That is normal. New chapters often feel unfamiliar before they feel comfortable. Do not interpret unfamiliarity as danger. You are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into expansion. Expansion always stretches before it settles. Remember this. I do not lead you where I will not sustain you. I do not open doors without providing the strength to walk through them. You will not be asked to carry what you are not equipped to hold. When the moment comes, you will feel ready, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the one who does. Pay attention to your inner peace. It will become your compass. If something drains you repeatedly, it is not aligned. If something brings clarity even when it challenges you, it is part of your growth. Learn to listen without fear. Learn to pause before deciding. Wisdom often speaks softly. You are entering a phase where your intuition will sharpen. You will sense when to move and when to wait. When to speak and when silence carries more power. This discernment is a gift. Treat it with respect. Do not doubt it simply because it cannot always be explained logically. I am rewriting the way you see yourself. No longer as someone catching up, but as someone unfolding. No longer as someone lacking, but as someone becoming. Your identity is not defined by what you have been through, but by what you are growing into. Let go of labels that no longer fit. There will be moments soon that feel almost surreal, where you pause and realize that you are no longer who you were during your hardest days. In those moments, gratitude will rise naturally. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are no longer afraid of imperfection. You will understand that peace is not the absence of challenge, but the presence of trust. Do not rush the joy that is approaching. Let it meet you slowly so you can recognize it fully. Let yourself receive without suspicion. You are not being tested right now. You are being rewarded in quiet ways that will build over time. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay open. There is still more I want to reveal, more clarity that will come as you continue to sit with this message. Do not move yet. Do not scroll away. There is another layer unfolding, another truth preparing to surface, another gentle shift happening within you right now. And as long as you remain here, listening, receptive, willing, I will continue to speak, because now it is time to bring this revelation to completion, not abruptly, not sharply, but with understanding that settles like calm after a long journey. You have walked far, farther than you give yourself credit for. And as I close this message, I want you to carry it not as noise, not as fleeting inspiration, but as truth you can return to when doubt tries to rise again. Hear me clearly in this final unfolding. You are not defined by the seasons that nearly broke you. Those seasons refined you, but they do not name you. You are defined by the resilience that kept choosing light, even when darkness felt familiar. You are defined by the compassion that survived disappointment. You are defined by the faith that remained, even when certainty disappeared. That faith, quiet, steady, imperfect, has been enough. There were times you thought you were walking alone. You questioned my presence. You wondered if your prayers reached anything beyond your own thoughts. Let me answer you now with certainty. I never left. Not for a moment. When you felt weakest, I carried what you could not. When you felt confused, I guided you through intuition, through pauses, through redirections that saved you from paths you were not meant to walk. Some of the disappointments you mourned were actually deliverance in disguise. I know you have learned to be careful with hope. You rationed it. You told yourself not to expect too much, just in case. But the time for guarded hope is ending. I am teaching you how to hope freely again, not recklessly, but courageously. Hope rooted in trust, not desperation. Hope that does not collapse when circumstances shift. This kind of hope is strong. This kind of hope changes how you move through the world. What is coming into your life will not require you to abandon yourself. You will not need to overextend, overgive, or overprove. The next season will feel different because it will be mutual. Effort will be met with effort. Care will be met with care. Respect will be returned, not questioned. This is not luck. This is alignment. You may notice that your desires are becoming clearer. Not louder, but clearer. You no longer want what only looks good from the outside. You want what feels right on the inside. You are learning the difference between excitement and peace, between attachment and connection. This discernment will protect you. Honor it. There will still be challenges. Growth does not eliminate them. But you will face them with steadier ground beneath your feet. You will not panic as easily. You will not spiral as deeply. You will remember that you have been through worse and emerged wiser. Confidence will grow quietly, not as pride, but as self-trust. I want you to release the idea that you must become someone else to deserve good things. You are not a project waiting for approval. You are already worthy of love, stability, fulfillment. Growth is not about earning my favor. You already have it. Growth is about learning how to receive without fear and how to give without losing yourself. As you move forward, you will notice that your patience is no longer forced. You will wait, not because you feel powerless, but because you understand timing. You will act when it is time to act, rest when it is time to rest, and let go when holding on would only bring pain. This balance is wisdom. Remember this when doubt returns, and it may. From time to time, doubt does not mean failure. It means you are human. When it appears, do not fight it with shame. Meet it with truth. Remind yourself of how far you have come. Remind yourself of moments you survived that once felt impossible. Let memory become evidence of my faithfulness. You are entering a phase where gratitude will feel natural, not forced. You will find joy in ordinary moments. You will feel present in your own life again. This is healing. This is restoration. This is what happens when you stop living only for what's next and start honoring what is now. I am asking you to carry one final truth with you as this message ends. You are safe to grow. Safe to change. Safe to become more. You do not need to remain small to be accepted. You do not need to remain quiet to be loved. You do not need to remain guarded to be protected. I am with you as you expand. When you leave this message, do not rush back into noise. Take a moment. Breathe deeply. Let stillness anchor you. You do not need to remember every word. What matters will stay with you. What is meant for you will resonate again when you need it most. I will continue guiding you, not always through words, but through peace, through clarity, through the subtle knowing that you are on the right path. Trust that knowing. Trust yourself. Trust me, this message ends here, but my presence does not. You are carried forward, seen, supported, and deeply valued, now and always. Amen.